Hi, everyone.
Hey everybody, welcome to TFT Tarot for Today Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
me, Banshee. Welcome to the show. We're sorry we're really late. We had some technical difficulties in the beginning, and it kind of set me back too. So the list might be a little bit wonky. I'm not sure I got everybody in the exact order, but you'll all be getting a reading. And the most important thing is we're doing a birthday reading first, right? For Mr. Maurice.
Oh, I
So,
can't wait to hear that, Aaliyah, when it's your turn. Or
oh,
whenever you want to comment, it's fine.
it's a wild one. Uh-oh.
All right, so let's make up for last time. Let's get that collective reading out there.
I'm working on it, and it is from
And
the.
as mentioned a couple times in the chat, we're doing a birthday reading for our friend and supporter, Mr. Maurice. What you got there?
Well, what I have here is the Loterio Remedios Oracle. So we're going to use that one
For the collective.
for the collective. And you tell me to get going, and then you start. Yeah. Ah. All right. Well, Mr. O, just to keep you occupied, pull a card for the collective. They're red, upright. There's two sides to it either way. Oh,
La Bota,
what number? Is there a number?
22. Oh, so it's one of those kind of numbers. The
La,
boot.
La Bota. Who's getting the boot?
Who should?
Hmm. Let's see what this says. Okay, the boot is about work, diligence, and pacing. La bota is required for rugged work like building, farming, ranching, or riding. Perhaps there is some manual labor awaiting your attention. Pulling on your boots can also mean adopting a mindset of rigor and diligence. See your projects through to the finish. Don't be daunted by the tough labor that lies ahead or the possibility of getting dirty. If these boots are a recent addition to your wardrobe, recall the time it takes to break in any new shoes. The tough skin of boots is meant to protect your every step, but in order for it to fit well, you must first soften the skin. Proceed at your own careful pace and take breaks as needed. Going too hard too soon will only leave you with blisters and sore feet. But now, in another light, could this card indicate that someone is getting the boot? Or is it time to walk away from a person or scenario that no longer suits you? If you have already done the hard work that was demanded of you, be it physical or emotional, then the time is now to unwind and kick up your heels. Better yet, find a piece of music that gets you in the mood to dance, boots or on barefoot. Well, the boots are made for walking. I don't know if those boots are made for dancing, but kick them off then and enjoy yourself. But it's true here. There are double meanings to this card. It could indicate somebody getting the boot, could be you getting the boot in some situation, but also I really like what it said about not avoiding the hard work. These boots are a sign that, you need to work hard to succeed in something that maybe you're working on, and you should not be afraid to get your feet or hands dirty.
Well, being a Scorpio, of course, when you said that originally, I immediately thought about how many, uh, migrant workers are being displaced and how it's being floated that, American citizens might have to take up the slack for the farming and
It's true.
produce and stuff like that. And I thought, oh no, that ain't going to happen. Not because I don't want to do it, but just because they are miscalculating or talking through their head.
Well, unless they're going to force prisoners, but that's another matter. I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, let's not.
But, the thing is that this is a real interesting card, I think. I think sometimes people think that they can just ease into whatever they're manifesting. It doesn't always work like that. The vast majority of the time, it doesn't work like that. We have to be willing to put in the effort.
And I did the wow because of what Aaliyah told about Friday night. Sounds like a drama, a soap opera.
So, is this the neighbors that you said were quiet for a while, right?
I think so.
Yes, they'll be back to old patterns. We did say
I
that.
remember that.
Wow. Wow, I didn't think it would happen that fast, but I'm not surprised, Leo, with Mercury going retrograde. There's going to be fights, arguments, different miscommunications or misplaced anger going on, stuff like that. Okay. Well,
Okay,
let's get
moving on.
on with this show and Mr. M's birthday. Happy birthday to Mr. Maurice.
Happy
You're out
birthday.
there, or when you see this, we wish you a happy day. I think it's still coming. It's a couple days off,
I believe
right?
it's Wednesday,
Okay.
so I think that's
And my box is stuck.
the
Wow.
15th, maybe.
I know it's humid in
Hi,
here.
Kara. Hi, Maria.
Hey, Marita. Hey, Kara. You came about the same time. I'll get Marita on first, though. And I apologize to everybody if the list is not perfect today. If I'm missing anyone, do let me know. But I think I've got everybody except for Marita and Kara that I'm adding right now.
So this is the birthday reading for Mr. Maurice. We like to do the birthday readings at the beginning of the show after the card for the collective. If we have notice of your birthday, we can schedule it in for one of these live streams. We tend to do it on either the Sunday one or the Thursday one. It's harder for us to do that on Happy Hour, which is a live stream, but we'd rather not do it there. Although obviously a Happy Hour birthday reading is kind of cool, but can't do it.
Oh boy. Okay, Jebison, I'll add you to the list right now too. It's
Are
going
we
to be a
getting to
bit
the breaking
long.
point? Are we getting to Max?
Well, we're at 14 already. The
Okay.
show has just begun.
So I am. Did you want to shuffle these two, or
Of course, it's a birthday reading. I'm supposed to. Thanks for your attention in the matter. Ah. All right. I had to get the list out, though, so I did.
thank you, Jackie, and we appreciate you guys too,
Yeah, we love the fact
especially
that a
you.
lot of you just hang here with us all day. We appreciate that. Seems like all day to us, anyway. No. That's not saying you're boring us, not at all. But hey, we put some sweat into this. What is that? Anyway, I'll get it in a minute. What is that on my birthday thing?
Oh,
Okay. You stop harassing me all the time.
happy birthday, Mr. Maurice. Card one: the gift you received last year that you can make the most of this year. And it's the upright Four of Swords.
Oh,
Well, maybe you had a vacation, or you had a pause, or you had something that was a rest. Maybe it was something you were hoping to do, or maybe it just happened, but this probably gave you time to rest, renew, revitalize, or possibly spend time in meditation or thought about where your life was going, about where you could apply those gifts.
well, Mr. M, were you able to finally dial down some of your work hours after, you straighten things out financially a bit? Or are you still working those long hours? I think that maybe you dialed something down in your life because, you did find some moments to rest, recuperate. Maybe some of that was necessary. I don't know, the situation, if you were ill or had to recover from something. I mean, it could be that too. But the gift of all of that you can take advantage of this year is you recognize the value of rest in your life and recreation, and that you need to make time for that, too.
Hi, Dr. Victor, and hi, Ari.
Oh, it's Dr. Victor and Ari. Okay. I couldn't see it. I was looking at Namira there. All right.
I think we're at the breaking point of the list.
16. Yeah, because we got the birthday reading. We're already done. So we're going to put you
We're
two
going to
on
close
the
the
list.
list. It happens.
You
Card
just made it,
two.
Dr. V. That's why we got to get here early on a
Appreciate
Saturday.
that. Card two is the gift of the present moment. Mr. Maurice, it's the upright Ten of Pentacles.
Nice.
And so the gift of the present moment is maybe realizing the connection, the foundation, the sense of solidarity or belonging within some kind of unit. It could be your own personal family unit or your own personal sense of community or your neighborhood, your church community, something like that, that you sort of feel you can go to have support. And so whatever's going on in your life, that's what you're looking at. You're looking at a way you can feel nurtured and provided for, and that you can also help out others within that same context and unit.
I pinned the message, Mr. O.
All right, I'm going to
So that was the Ten of Pentacles as the gift for the present moment. Thanks for keep going there as long as you did, because I said get in. I think here the gift of the present moment is that, you put yourself in a much better financial place right now than you were. I think maybe you were thinking also a little bit long term, I hope, because that's often mentioned by this card as well. And so, you're in such a good position that if needed, you could even help out a family member or two, possibly, if that's the case. I think here, though, your strategy has worked well for you, your financial strategy. And that is the gift of the present moment. Should the bottom fall out, hey, if it falls out on any of us, it could be disastrous these days, but you might be able to bide some time to find, a way to recoup, yourself and get a new job, etc., if that's what's happening, or happens. So I think right now, that's the gift, is you put yourself in a pretty good place financially and maybe even career-wise.
All right, card 3 is the gift from your connections with others in this next year. And it's the reversed Hanged Man.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you're going to socialize more. I do.
Yeah, there you go.
I get that feeling because the hangman has come back to the world. It's almost as if you're kind of fulfilling a need inside of you, though, to do this. It may appear selfish to some people who may want you to do some work for them or some other things. But, you need the time for yourself right now, I think.
Sometimes the Hanged Man, no matter which way you look at it, may be talking about how we wrestle with some sense of ego, or how we wrestle with some sense of access to us or
Right.
access to others. And so in terms of the connections with others, you may be feeling like you need to have some of your friends be a sounding board for some of those kind of issues. That if you feel like maybe, you've been saying things and maybe you don't know if they're filtering correctly, maybe you should, talk to somebody you trust and ask them, gut punch level, how do you come off? Unless you're really confident that you're doing okay with that.
You just are going to be commiserating with people more. I like
Okay.
what he said there. I think that I think that this is kind of on your terms, though, right now. Maybe some people might think that you're just a little bit too much self-serving at times. Like he said, there's a little bit of an ego thing in this, but overall, I think that this will serve you well. You need to, enjoy the company of others more this year than sitting in quiet reflection, hanging up on some tree somewhere.
So then moving on, card 4, the gift that will help you work on, achieve, or move forward with your own dreams or goals. And it's the reversed Knight of Pentacles.
Oh,
And so
wow.
that's kind of interesting because, of course, we often feel like the Knight of Pentacles reversed is a little bit of a pokey puppy. They may be, going really slow. And the thing about that is that maybe this could be about metering your time, because maybe the right time to move ahead. You've always struck us that way, kind of focus there. But maybe this is saying be aware that there could be fluctuations where maybe, you do have to kind of back off. If you've been pushing an envelope, or if somebody just sort of gets prickly fast around you, maybe it's time to kind of meter that down a little bit, go slower.
Well, when I get a card reversed like this in a position like this, it's like, so what's the gift? I think the gift is being brought out by this card by saying, you've recognized that to work and achieve your goals, you can't slack off. You can't let up like that knight reversed. And so that's the gift. You've learned that you have to keep at it. You have to keep working hard to achieve it. And you have to learn to pace yourself. Otherwise, like this night, you might either burn out or become disinterested and, let it go.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Card 5, the gift from your spirit guides or your ancestors. What do they want you to know or keep in mind for the next year? And it's another night. It's
And it's
another
reversed again.
reverse night. It's the Knight of Swords. I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, thanks. That's from the ancestors. I think your ancestors want you to, again, this is really interesting that we have this card and we have that Knight of Pentacles here reversed. I think that even though this is saying you have to work hard and keep at it, remember we did say you have to pace yourself. I think your ancestors are saying here they don't want to see you making any fast, reckless moves. They're cautioning you against going too fast. So again, this is kind of reinforcing even that card with your goals, achieving your goals, is to pace yourself. Don't expect something to happen overnight. This is going to take time and work and effort and right timing in order to achieve what you want. Your ancestors are sending you a message here, I feel, about this.
Although you may not feel this way to others, and you probably don't feel that way to us, this card could be saying the ancestors are saying, don't get a little reckless here if you sort of feel like maybe something sort of draws your attention and invites you. Make sure that you still have a balanced approach to that movement going forward. And sometimes there are opportunities that you do have to move quickly on. This card could be the ancestors saying, maybe check it out still because you still don't want to put more energy into something that maybe really is faulty.
Yeah, I like that too. It's possible here the ancestors are concerned about a situation that may be coming up for you where you may be forced to make a quick decision. They want to make sure you really are ready, and you don't just make a quick answer to please people. Make sure you have all the facts, make sure that the decision you make is in your best interest.
Card 5. The gift this year ultimately gives to you. What lessons have you learned, or what progress or growth did you achieve by the year's end? And it's the Magician reversed. So I hate that we had so many reverse cards for you. We only had 2.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But it happens. It happens with both our decks. And I don't know, lately there's just been a lot of reversed cards, no matter who's shuffling. Anyhow, I have to say, the gift this year ultimately gives you, and the lessons that you've learned, is that without preparation, without pacing, without right timing and knowing when it's right to act and having everything together at the right time to act, you realize that attaining a goal may not be possible. So I think here, it's interesting because we had a lot of admonitions here about pacing, moving too slow, moving too fast, and being aware of that and how it can play with, your ability to achieve what you desire. And so that's a lesson you're going to learn this year. Does it mean that ultimately you're not going to manifest what you desire? Not necessarily. If you take in the message, you'll achieve it, and then you'll look back on it and realize, yeah, if I hadn't been prepared enough, if I hadn't had all my stuff together, if I just made a rash, hasty decision without thinking it through, I would not be where I am today. So you would still learn that lesson.
The classical view of the magician is a full package. They have willpower, they have a belief in themselves, that confidence, they have a vision that they go for, and they know who, how, when they should share any of that with people who might come against those energies. So this is a final statement saying, do a check, Make sure that belief is not just ego based, that hangman there. Make sure that will is expressed fervently through all the other cards that talk about pacing or strength or determination. And just realize that sometimes things may have to wait to achieve that actual moment. And that's the magician's gift too, is knowing exactly when it's time to do that sleight of hand or whatever to make magic.
I want to call your attention to the new air purifier. I saw it go down to green and then it went to blue.
So
Our air is clean.
why do I feel like I'm still choking for breath?
It's his
No.
hair. But you
It's
know,
his
the
hair.
thing is, I'll be able to turn it on auto now that it's done its work and cleared out the nasties. All right.
So happy birthday, Mr. Maurice. And
Happy
remember,
birthday, Mr. M.
remember, write down the state. You know, you can always come back to this to review it if you want to, but I think it's pretty succinct. It looks like you have
You have a good year. You have
a good year
a
ahead.
productive year ahead of you. And I think if you play your cards right, and you seem very, very capable of doing the right things at the right time, how you fixed your other issues with finances and stuff. I think here, again, it is just saying be aware. Yeah, let's fly more hair out there. Be aware that you just got to keep doing what you do, what you know brings success your way. So good luck with that. Happy birthday. All right.
Namura.
Let us move on to Namira. And I'm sure you probably posted a question. There
What
it
do you
is.
see coming
What
for me? Thank
what you
you.
see coming for me?
And
Okay.
yes. And there he is, the Sun Man. Hello, Sun Man.
He needs a brushing. And we got to brush him more if he can't take as much hairball medicine. So uh, uh, uh. I don't want that hair on my computer. I saw you scratching away there. All right. Okay, Namira. You got the Queen of Pentacles reversed.
He is like that. Queen of Pentacles reversed.
Got the Page of Swords upright. Yeah, I just did 3 cards on this one. And you've got the Five of Cups reversed. That's good.
In the Lenormand is the fox and the cross.
So the first one is the Page of Pentacles reversed.
Queen.
Right. Queen of Pentacles reversed.
Then it's the page.
Right. Page of
Is
Swords
that
upright.
Pentacles? It says laurels.
Yes, it's Pentacles.
All right. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Not sure where I want to start. Well, I think, but I don't know what's going on here. There seems to be some work. Are you working, Namira? Or do you have a job? Are you working right now? I'm wondering if it's something to do with employment.
Well, what I'm wondering is if this is a week for you to take a little care for yourself, you may be feeling like this is just a feeling I'm getting. I don't know that it's born exactly in the cards, but it feels like maybe you're standing up for something that could be in the workplace, but it could be for a friendship or a situation. And this may involve situations that you feel didn't work out, but maybe still have a chance of reversing themselves. I don't know that you're directly affected here, but for some reason, it feels like you need to take care of yourself during this period.
Well, I think you need to spend more time on either yourself or your business financial matters in your life, financial concerns. Um, this could be about taking care of yourself, though. And the Five of Cups is reversed. It's so weird here because we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Five of Cups reversed. It's almost as if there's something that's causing some setbacks, but yet the Five of Cups is like a return of hope. I almost feel like maybe whatever you're going through, whatever you might be about to go through, where you need to take care of yourself or your finances a little bit more, some message or some communication or some even epiphany, up here is going to come through to you, and it's going to provide you with a new opportunity to turn whatever this is around. It's almost like I'm kind of like, as I'm studying these cards, I'm seeing a progression here now. This need for care of finances, resources, or your own well-being, a message coming through somehow, whether it's even a brain, an idea you have or somebody else gives you, turns this whole thing around. Because the Five of Cups is about a return of hope when it's reversed, and that there are new opportunities now awaiting you. So I think it's going to turn around. But for now, I think it's causing you a lot of grief. And I think here that's why the cross is here, or it will be. It will be, because this is about what's coming towards you. It will be causing you a lot of grief or worry, and you're just going to have to figure out. I think you're going to figure out a way, because the fox is about, if it's not about employment, it's about being smart, being crafty. And combine that with that energy of the Page of Swords, I think you're going to figure out a way to turn this around.
Thanks for that feedback. That gives us a little bit of con- context here. I agree with Banshee, though. For the most part, it does feel like what happens at the end with those two Lenormand cards is maybe realizing that you have to find a more clever way around some of this, that it's not just enough to know that maybe you're receiving that message that hope will return. You need to know cleverly how to deal with that message, because it still may be that message has some amount of disbelief or something that's grievous here, and maybe that's why there's the cause of the healing.
Well, you did ask us before about health matters, did you not? I
I think
think you
so.
did, and I could be mistaking it for somebody else, but yeah, that is definitely evident here, and I think there's rays of hope here, despite some of the setbacks maybe that you're experiencing. Um, the Five of Cups reverse just seems to indicate that you're going to feel more hopeful again, that there's a way forward here. And I think it's going to come through some smart idea or method of coping or dealing or healing the situation.
I like that
So
too.
it looks good overall, but I had to wrap my head around those three cards and figure out how to put it together. But that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So I wish you luck with that.
All right. And sorry, Nicole, but we have closed the list, so we're not going to be able to take that question.
Oh, yeah,
So,
Nicole, believe it or not, we've got too many people today. We had a birthday reading and we just can't fit you in. I'm so sorry.
yeah, closed up at around 20 after,
It was about the fastest we got all these people in, and
pretty
we
much.
got a slight late start today because of some technical issues, so it was a bit longer than usually.
All right,
So we
thanks.
apologize.
Okay, so Lena is up. Love reading for the next 3 months. Who is coming towards me? Alrighty. Here's my.
Are you sure, Jamie? Nicole, are you still here? I mean, we can do that, but if Nicole is still here. Hang in there, Namira. I think it will work out for you.
Nicole, are you here? Because someone wants to give you their spot.
Okay, we're going to put you in Jamie's spot, Nicole. Jamie's giving up his spot to you, and we thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
In the order. We'll just do that in this case. I mean, it just makes sense. Okay, so that's what we have, and we're on Lena now.
Mm-hmm. Love reading for the next 3 months. Who is coming towards me?
Thank you. Sorry.
And our first card is the reversed Two of Wands. The next card is another two, but it's upright. It's the Two of Pentacles. And then the final card is the Devil reversed.
So who is coming towards me?
Right, Lena's love reading for the next 3 months. Who's coming towards them?
Okay, I'll let you start.
Oh, fine.
With that.
So the Two of Wands reversed may indicate a situation where things don't seem to be moving readily in a course you thought they might have been. That maybe if you thought you were moving towards something that maybe was more about finding love or seeing somebody coming towards you, that may not exactly be happening. It may be that it's delayed for some reason.
Well, I don't know. It's really hard for me to see somebody here because no court cards came up. So I have to agree with Mr. O in that regard because I don't see anybody coming towards you right now. In the cards, the Two of Wands is reversed here, which kind of indicates to me that if you want to make something happen in these next 3 months, Lena, you're going to have to think outside the box to do it. And you might have to step out of your comfort zone a little bit in order to do that. In other words, do something that you normally wouldn't do to try to, try to find somebody, I guess. In other words, you may have to seek them out. They're not coming towards you. That might be a two. I don't know how else to say that.
Okay, that sounds fine to me.
What's the other two?
The Two of Pentacles and the Devil reversed.
Yeah, I know the Devil's reversed. The Two of Pentacles reversed.
It's not reversed.
Oh, it's not reversed.
Nope. Look at it.
Okay, fine. Go ahead. Why don't you go ahead?
So,
okay, I want to think about that.
So, in addition to what we said, the Two of Pentacles could be saying that in addition to those considerations, thinking out of the box or understanding flow, you might feel that you have to work on some balance between aspects of your life. So, is it about finding balance, therefore room or time to have a love life? Because you also have a work life. You may have a life that involves your interactions with other people in your family, independent of any of that. Maybe you have a worship life or an academic life. So it's about finding where a love life or somebody coming towards you maybe is manageable in that life.
I felt with when I saw that card there, Lena, I almost thought you have to meet people halfway. That's what it is. You have to meet people halfway. Remember, the Two of Pentacles is about balancing things in your life, but we're talking about a relationship here, and I'm kind of feeling that what this is saying after what I said in the beginning about maybe you have to do some of the, searching, you have to go seek people out. You have to kind of meet this whole thing halfway. If you're always waiting for somebody to come to you, then it may not happen. But if you're also trying to get out there and meet people, then it might have a better chance of happening. So it's almost like I feel here you've got to find that balance here in your approach to finding somebody coming into your life.
Now, before I really talk about the Devil reversed, a part of your question was who might be coming towards you. And in some sense, that devil could represent a personality, but the personality would be maybe somebody who has recently gotten out of another relationship, perhaps, or something that maybe had a sense of being oppression for them. Or these things could apply to you. Could this be saying that maybe it's very fresh to you to feel this sense of freedom that maybe is pushing you towards finding, a romantic interest? I sort of think it's the former. I think it represents the other personality. But I think it could be a caution too, saying, if you are finding that you are just moving into a period where there seems to be freedom in certain respects, don't go overboard with it.
I don't see a personality here really, but you know what I would say, Lena, or a person coming towards you, what I would say is feel, break free. You're breaking, I think maybe which what you will achieve success when you break free from whatever's restricting you from meeting people halfway.
I like
Um,
that.
I kind
Sure.
of sort of feel they all fit together that way. And, the Lenormand has the ring. That's the ring. And the birds. And so to me, what that's saying is the birds are saying if you want a commitment, you have to communicate with others. Communication, engaging with others is the key to achieving, the commitment you're looking for. But also, I think what it's saying is commit to doing that. Commit to engaging with others in these next 3 months if
I
you
can't
want to
disagree with that. I
make
think
something happen.
it actually presents more or less a definitive statement about, what you asked at, that's what you should do. Commit to making communication with others. And I like how Banshee tied it together with the other cards. It's very true, I believe. So good
Well,
luck.
I think here, it gets tricky sometimes. I know we've done readings before, like Who Will I Marry? And we throw the cards and we give you personalities. But sometimes we have to literally just throw the three cards and see if somebody's going to come out. Because, if I just waited and did the court card thing, this person's going to come, that may not happen in that time frame. So I'm kind of thinking this is a better way that Mr. O did it, an approach to it. But at first, I wasn't sure how I was going to handle it. But I immediately saw the interesting dichotomy between these two twos and also the fact that they are twos. What do twos signify? It takes two to tango here. You can't expect somebody to always be coming to you. You have to open that door and be out there so that people can find you and also so that you can find them. So I wish you luck with that.
Good luck, Lena. And we're on Shirley then.
We are on Shirley.
Hi, Shirley.
Righty. I'm going to use my sideways cards.
Will your business improve this week?
Okay.
All right.
Oh, whoopsie. Is it my deck? Yes, I just
Yes.
did the Lenormand. Yep, yep, yep. Did I not put? I did post the list. Okay. Phew. Better than I thought. Well, I'm glad you're still here, Jamie, and thank you for doing that for Nicole. Appreciate it. All right.
Thank you.
Well, got the Two of Pentacles back again, and it is upright. We're going to follow that by the Three of Pentacles upright. Eh, but the Six of Swords is reversed. Boy, that was our card for the collective too. What was that last week? That no, that was yeah, that's today's. Hmm. Well, this is real interesting. I don't know if it's going to pick up or not this week. It almost seems like status quo here. You know, with the Two of Pentacles, it seems like things will balance out, but it's not going to be like, a real big pickup. So if you really have been falling short, things you might have a more balanced time ahead, but I don't see anything major big happening. And there's a number of reasons for that. I'm looking at the two first, but well, as we go along, I think you'll see that, Shirley.
And I agree. The Two of Pentacles more or less indicates things are just moving ahead about normally, so there's nothing dramatically one way or the other. That's not necessarily bad, of course.
Now, with the Three of Pentacles upright, this indicates that you could get some benefits by working with others in some way or some type of collaboration. Teamwork could play a role in this in some way, or maybe some other people offering some support. But it also indicates to me that maybe if you're doing something that involves teaching others this week, that might be successful for you. So I don't know if you have any special program going on of some sort. Do you want to chime in on that one?
So with the Three of Pentacles,
Yeah.
I will look at it and say that sometimes this also refers to process, following a process,
Okay.
following direction, that there may be steps to take, one, two, three, whatever that is. And so that could be saying that something about your business needs that, or that you will find that there is a way for you to create something movement of some sort by following steps or by working with a plan. Then we get to the Six of Swords reversed.
It's a pastoral tarot, Jackie, and oh gosh, I can't think of her name, but she is one of my favorite people. I can't think of her name right now. She did one of the ghost tarots. Chris Waldher, I think, did this deck. I'm pretty sure. Um, it's very pretty. Okay, so that leads us to the that last one, the barn.
The Six of Swords.
Yeah, the six. Oh, it's not the barn. The barn was the three, right?
Yes.
The Six of Swords reversed. So you've got that. And so, see, that's what I'm saying here. Conditions may not yet be where you totally want them to be, but at least you've stayed the course. And maybe that's or you might have balanced out. That might be the best you're going to be able to do right now. And of course, with Mercury going retrograde, it's interesting because this was also our card for the collective today. There seems to be a little bit of it, and I'm guessing maybe it's business stagnation going on.
However,
That's good.
there is a ship in the Lenormand and the Stork.
Oh, well, okay.
You may have to change direction for something new.
Well, I think what it's saying is if you want to get something moving, it's possible here you have to take a new approach to something or you have to start something new. And so I don't know if maybe that's where that Three of Pentacles comes in, like teaming up with somebody to offer something new or what. But the stork is always about something new, and that would bring movement, positive movement.
Agreed.
Maybe you need to get some water or something? Or do you
Maybe.
have some?
No, I need.
Yeah, you probably should. I'll talk for a minute while. Oh,
Well, I
well,
need a couple of things like to blow my nose.
okay.
Another cough drop.
Well, I am here. And so I just want to remind everybody of our shows. We're going to have an extra show this week. On Friday, Mr. O does his emotional exchanges in the morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That video comes out. But later that day, it's time again for an unhappy hour. That's where, we have to tell you some bad news. Happy hour is about the good news. There's always something positive happening in life. And unhappy hour talks about what might be getting under your skin in the next 4 weeks. And with Mercury retrograde coming that very same day that we're going to be doing the unhappy hour, it might be all about that. But we're also going to give you some tools to turn that frown of yours upside down. So that video will be released sometime on, I think it's the 18th, 17th, Friday, the 18th. So.
All right, sorry
All right.
about that, but here I am again.
I need the cards back if you're done. That's all we have for you, Shirley. Good luck with them.
Good luck, Shirley. Victoria. I don't remember if Victoria left us a question.
I thought you said she did. That she
Or she said she was gonna, or something like that.
Ms. V, you are up. If you
She's
are
not
with
here. She
us.
said she was leaving. How am I always number 3? No, that's not a question.
All right, I'm going to go look.
I'm looking. My question is, when I move into my new place, does Toby need a pet? I think he might get lonely.
If she moves to a new place, will he need a pet?
No, when I move into my new place.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't think there's
Does Toby need a
anything
pet?
at the moment in that regard. Okay.
I'm going to use my Barbieri.
Toby may need one now.
Yeah, this is very true.
By the sound of things or the feel of things.
Let's call her Mrs. Tuxedo.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a tough one. It sure has been showing signs of it to us here, Jackie. Your gaffes today. Thank goodness my air filters seem to be working okay. Especially since we're getting wildfire smoke today.
Oh, they're starting the parking lot closure where I work at next week during Mercury retrograde. What could go wrong?
Oh my God.
Gonna be closed for 6 weeks. Now it'll be closed for 60 weeks.
How many weeks?
60.
60. Oh God, don't
I'm
say
kidding.
that. Don't say that.
16.
But 6 weeks, isn't that about the time? No, Mercury's about 3 weeks, right?
It covers the whole period.
Oh yeah, the shadow period. Yeah. Huh.
We'll have to park in the back of the library and then walk around to the front to get in, and so will patrons. Okay, sorry about that. Victoria wants to know if Toby needs a pet when they move into their new place. And our first card,
I didn't put my light on today.
why not?
I don't know. Because we were rushing.
I was here. You were the one rushing.
There he goes.
It
was because of some technical difficulties that distracted me. I had to go unplug things.
Really want me to talk
smack about
you.
Do you want me to talk about that?
6 of Wands upright.
There, I'm going to leave it
The Emperor upright. Uh-oh, Toby's the Emperor. And the 9 of Pentacles upright. So it's absolutely true.
All right, what's the first card again?
It's the 6 of Wands.
The 6 of Wands upright, the Emperor upright,
and the 9 of Pentacles.
Oh my
He needs a reward. He needs to be noticed.
No.
If not by you, Victoria, then a new pet.
Toby is spoiled. Okay? I'm just going to say it. That's that 9 of Pentacles.
Yeah, we're calling you out.
He has everything he wants that you could possibly give him, Ms. V, but he wants more. He wants more.
That's kind of like you.
Yeah, I do. Who doesn't want more? I'm with Toby, okay? So at any rate, the 9 of Pentacles is indicating he has everything in life he could want, but he always wants more. He aims higher. And so the Emperor reversed is he's letting
It's not reversed.
I mean upright. It is upright. If the Emperor upright is saying he's letting you know, he's in command here. He's in charge. He can be a benevolent leader so long as you keep giving him more of what he wants. And what's over here? The 6 of Wands. Boy, he's got you wrapped around his finger, doesn't he? I just feel that way with the Six of Wands, you know? Victory, he knows you're supporting him, that you care so much about him, and you do, that, you know, you feel guilty leaving him. So he knows he's in, like, Flynn with you.
Your cards?
Yes, this will be interesting.
Uh-oh, he's writing a Dear Victoria letter.
This is the crossroads and the letter.
He met a squirrel.
I'm not sure why the crossroads is being depicted that way. It doesn't really look quite that way to me, but that's what that is. I mean, there's no mountains in the background, right?
No, not really.
Yeah, you know, I wondered about that card. The mountains are a lower number. So at any rate, all I have to say is that maybe he would like you to invite another cat in. Something, you know, maybe he's thinking about it. You know, maybe he does feel lonely at times and, you know, wants you to invite somebody in. I think this is a decision you might want to consider at some point. So I think that's the crossroads here. This might be you really mulling over this, or it might be him saying, hey, why don't you invite another stray in? Maybe, you know, I'm sure, and the sad reality is, I'm sure there's probably a number of pets up for adoption or looking for homes right now because of the floods.
Is your relationship at a crossroads?
Oh,
But the other thing is, of course, you said you found Toby because it was the aftermath of a storm.
that's
Storm.
right.
And we know there's going to be plenty more in Texas, so you'll have an opportunity.
Well, there was just another one, right? You did say that river flooded again, or, you know, rivers were at flood stage. Oh my goodness, I hadn't even thought of that.
Go ahead and change your question, Nicole. That's fine.
But
The
anyway,
mountain is 21, according to Jackie.
what?
The mountain is 21.
Okay, 22 is the path. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just reading the chat.
I figured it out.
I'm sure you did. Okay.
The mountain is right here. It's confused. That's why I didn't give you this deck because it has lilies on it and mountains.
First
But it's
there's
the
the
mountain.
mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is.
So I've kind of memorized the numerical scheme for the most part, but every so often I glitch a little bit. So I can't say anything else, Ms. V. That's what we have for you and Toby. He's got you. Good luck with that.
Alrighty. And okay, so it's Nicole, and Nicole has wrote, what does Justin Allen O'Keefe feel about me? Does Justin feel romantic or is it platonic in me? I have a strong pull to him. So that's gonna be your deck.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it. Put this in here. Okay.
And just gonna remind everybody of what our regular hours are today, 2 to 4. List is closed already. And we won't be finishing at exactly 4 either.
Oh, I think not.
But Thursdays we're here 7 to 9, and of course, it's a lighter night, so usually everyone gets a reading. And if we don't have enough, we may even close early.
Yeah. So, you
We
know,
have
it's a hint. I know
two
people's
occasions recently.
schedule doesn't always allow them to be there, but if you
We
can
get it.
even just stop in for a moment and drop a
Right.
question, you could always check it out later. So that's something to consider. Set your alarm if you have to, dump a question in, and go back to sleep.
Thank you again, Jamies, for letting Nicole take your question. Appreciate that.
All right, I'm using the Mermaid Tarot for this one. Well, here's the King of Pentacles upright. The Three of Pentacles is reversed. But the Eight of Wands is upright.
Eight of Wands. All right, in the Lenormand, the mice
Oh,
and the broom and the whip. Okay. So,
well, I'm kind of torn, but I don't think that it's not that it's necessarily a hopeless pursuit here. The King of Pentacles, it almost seems like he could be just all about business or friendship, when I think about that card. But there's a part of him that's very caring, this King of Pentacles. He may be somebody who cares about you, but maybe isn't sure right now, that things are working towards a romantic relationship at this point. So I'm just wondering about that when I'm looking at that Three of Pentacles
well, I
there.
don't know anything about your relative age differences or anything like that, but when she pulled that card before she said anything, I thought there's a fatherly feel here. Like maybe at this point, whether there's an age difference or not, he sort of has a protective feel about him
Yeah,
for you,
I like that.
or he has concern, as Banshee said, like he cares about you, but maybe it's more at the level of he wants to know that you're doing okay, relatively speaking.
Yeah, I think there's some care here to build off of. It's just not very clear to me at this time. He's thinking romantically from what I'm seeing here.
Not exactly sure
But,
of that. Yeah.
that Eight of Wands is interesting to me. I think that, putting some energy into this might be time well spent. And maybe he feels that way too. He wants to be around. I think here there is some connection. I don't know if are you just communicating or have you seen each other on a social level? Because I almost feel like there could be an invitation here. It could be an invitation out or to meet each other, whether it's just to have coffee or engage a little bit. And that would be helpful. That would be helpful. I also think the eight might just be saying, keep these lines of communication open right now.
So I'm getting an intuitive feel here about Justin and the idea that maybe he doesn't always go according to plan or he doesn't necessarily understand how to apply his skills or knowledge, but it does seem like maybe he wants to get closer to you, and maybe it'll heat up more. Wands are about passion, and the Eight of Wands is about hitting a target or moving towards a target.
And that card may also say that he has a lot going on right now. I mean, because this was about
Okay.
him. He has a lot going on right now, and I'm not sure if that's romantically or if it's, in other areas of his life. So he has to be willing to focus his attention more, and maybe he just hasn't been able to do that yet. Whatever the case may be, I'm just picking up from that card that you should keep the lines of communication open with this one for a while.
Well, Nicole says she temporarily lost contact with him.
Oh.
Ah, hey,
Well,
I agree with Banshee. I think that maybe you should just reach out if you can.
I do feel here the mice and the whip that there is something going on, that's pulling him away, maybe. I don't know if this is mixed feelings he has about you or it's some little things that are going on in his life right now that is causing the disruption. But did it seem as though when you lost communication with him, it was kind of abrupt? Because that's kind of what I'm getting with the broom here, this sweeping motion of just it happening really quickly.
I understand that. That's fine, and that's fair too. And, that's something that both of you should realize, that the connection is just really reestablishing the friendship or checking it
I
out.
get the feeling the connection may come back because the mice are temporary annoyances or issues, and it may come back just as suddenly as it stopped. So, see what happens here. If you want to wait for them to contact you again, or if you want to try to reopen that communication channel, do so. I'd give it a little bit more time, and I hate to say it though, Mercury. Mercury is going retrograde, so this could complicate matters right now in the areas of communication. So keep that in mind. Sometimes it's nothing personal, sometimes it's that dang astrology. Anyway, that's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
And therefore, we are on Jackie.
Jackie, we made it.
We made it to you, and you have an interesting past life question.
I hope you're going to say it loud because I can't hear you.
No, I'm not. I have to find it first before I can say it. Hi again, LOL. My question was, have any of my paternal ancestors been around me?
Oh, paternal ancestors been around you. Okay. Your deck.
My deck, alrighty. Well, I'm going to use the Universal Folk Tarot.
Okay.
That one. I like it.
Paying for a deck. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, you're not getting enough attention. He was making the perfect loaf over here. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Yes, you
You're
were.
welcome.
Candy Josie.
And of course, if the answer is vague or not exactly clear to us, we'll do a quick yes.
Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely.
I should have had my ghost tarot handy. All right, but oddly enough, we get death reversed.
Wow.
And we also get the Seven of Cups reversed.
Hmm.
And we get Justice upright. And that's an odd looking justice looking through their hair.
Well, this is definitely an interesting combination.
Uh, the book?
Yeah. And this card in particular, because it has a rainbow on it, and you think of the rainbow bridge for cats. It's your pet ancestors. Paternal, male pet ancestors. No,
You got that down pat.
um I think we might have to do a yes no on this.
Yeah, I do too. I'm not
Because
clear
I'm
on it.
getting mixed signals here, but I'm particularly focused on that death reversed card. And I'm wondering here if no, there haven't been a lot of the paternal ancestors around you. There seems to be stagnation there. Like they're still in the dirt. No, I don't mean to be facetious, but I mean like they're still undercover or they really haven't come back out to see you. Or
Right.
they're not around you now. Let's put it that way. It's not like they've not. Are you asking if they've ever been around you or if they're around you now? Because if they're around you now, I would say no.
Well, there's a huge inertia aspects to
Yeah.
death reversed, and that could just be saying that there are other forces preventing them for some reason.
Yeah.
And maybe there's something spiritual going on in the world right now, because there's so much going on. People or souls on the other side of the divide maybe are using whatever energies or abilities they have to impart messages just because of the times. But I don't know that that's what I see there. I just sort of see something that maybe is preventative about it being specifically the paternals. And so that makes me wonder, like, well, who would do that? If we asked a question about maternals or other ancestors, would the answer be the same? Or is there a reason why the paternal ancestors might have this thing going on?
Well, it's just something that they've chosen not to do it this time. The Seven of Cups is reversed here. They've made a choice or decision. Maybe they feel it's not necessary at this time for them to intervene or to guide you in any way.
That means it's,
Maybe they might feel that you are best served by the maternal ancestors at this time.
but you know, when you say that, and then I see the Justice card next to it, I sort of feel like there is some cosmic thing going on.
Well, there could be some karmic thing going on. I'm not
I
sure.
see cosmic.
He might be onto something there, but I was also thinking too that this is about balance and perspective. And I just feel at this time they feel like their energy may not help you at this time, or maybe what you need at this time, or their support.
Well, sometimes when we look at justice, we realize that it is, of course, another thing about finding balance. And maybe this is just saying they want you to be balanced without them, and they're not around, because that's why that they sort of feel, you're living your life and it should go the way you want to go, not necessarily influenced by them or anything else. And I'm not saying you were thinking that. They just sort of have a hands-off policy in some way.
But I'm thinking here, when I look at the Lenormand, what's popped into my head, Jackie, is if you're longing for their presence or particular ancestral presence on that side, of the paternal side, you may you may wish to look at old pictures,
Oh,
study that, bring up some stories of theirs, memories, reminisce a little bit. Maybe write a note to them, write a letter to them. And I think you can turn this around and you can bring their presence to you.
you probably do pendulum stuff. So put the names of the ones most likely in a circle and then hold a pendulum and see if it indicates any of them, or use photos or something else.
I think if you're looking for one to come and be a support right now, there's much you can do. You can turn your luck, you can turn that around by, remembering them.
Leave something on your ancestor altar.
Yeah. When I saw that book, I was thinking that's like a memory book to me, or something here.
So I don't know,
So
maybe they are trying to get a connection, and maybe to them, maybe that's what it is. It's a matter of justice, but for some reason, something is inhibiting that.
well, or they are. And if they didn't take an interest in life, maybe that carried through to the afterlife, unfortunately. And I'm not saying take an interest, but they weren't there a lot. So maybe, some entities and spirits, move on from us quicker than others. So it's hard to say. I don't think all our ancestors are with us, Um, they evolve, they move on. Who knows? They may be on another plane of existence by now. So, and not here anymore.
No,
Some spirits love to come back and back and back and back again, and I think I'm one of them. But I think others, not so much.
so we're satisfied.
I think so. I don't know. Do you think we need a yes no? I just feel like you need to kind of try to bring them here if you're interested in doing so. So, old pictures, light a candle, speak kindly of them, and they may come. They may come. Good luck with that.
All right, so it's Siama.
Hello, Siama.
General reading.
Okay.
That's going to be your deck.
Well, I've got my magic pantry one out again.
Thank you, Jamie's. Appreciate that.
Oh, thanks, Jamie.
So after the show, I'm going to start making my spaghetti.
Yay!
Haven't had it in a while. It's not very original, but it's a little original. I just kind of combined some things.
And I may just make some no-bake cheesecake bars today.
I like
Maybe.
it to simmer for a little while. So if we're not too hungry, that sauce needs to simmer for a little while and it'll get a little richer. And I think I have some onions to cut up for it.
Unfortunately, I didn't
Yum.
take the what's it called? The cream cheese. The cream cheese out to kind of soften.
Do you want me to
I'll
take
have
it
to
out
do
now?
that. Could you do that? Yeah, that would be
One or
good.
two? It's just
Oh, just one.
all right.
Because I'm going to make the bars. I'm going to do the different recipe today.
What's the cream cheese?
What? It's in there.
Right.
Um, I don't know that I need butter for this one. I'm not sure. And I think it's melted butter, so I don't need the butter out. I can melt it. I have two different recipes, and I'm kind of confusing the two. All right. And actually, I'm gonna throw some cocoa powder in it and make it a chocolate
Victoria.
cheesecake.
So we handed down some
My,
tough love with that one.
yeah, Toby's just, you know, I think Toby could handle a partner, but I think Toby wants you to know that he, he is the center of your world, lady. All right, we've got the Two of Swords, two asparagus here. The Two of Swords for you, Siama. We've got the King of Pentacles, which is cake, upright. Two twos again. Boy, we are seeing this a lot today, aren't we? This is the Two of Wands upright in its mint.
Okay.
Wow. Two twos, and in the middle is
Bye, Victoria.
the king, right? The King of Pentacles.
Yes.
That's come up a couple times. Or
And,
Pentacles have been coming up a bit. Oh,
again, fox and a cross.
it's backwards this time. No, it's the same way.
It's the same
yeah.
way. And one was at the top and one was at the bottom. So
Well, I think you're kind of this is what's coming a general, right? I think you're at a point, this is actually kind of good to get the Two of Swords right now because it is kind of trying to get you to hold back from making any major moves or decisions until you're really absolutely sure they're in your best interest. So this is a time to hold off. And with Mercury retrograde coming, I couldn't give better advice than that. I think this is a time to just sort of stay the course or try to put off any major moves for the time being.
it's possible that this question of a decision or a direction to take is in the context of maybe the King of Pentacles, the idea that it could be about money or material goods, or it could be about how they're distributed, who is taking care of somebody, or are you being taken care of. So this could be potentially about your interactions with bankers or with people who handle money or people who handle things around your home, if you employ gardeners or other people that manage things.
Well, the decision could have something to do with job or career and how best to stay on top of things or how to reach the pinnacle, that you desire materially, financially, or in your world, in your material world. But it's saying take it slow, really consider things. The King of Pentacles is very analytical. He's got to have a plan. He's got to have a winning strategy. And so that's the advice here is, take your time, come up with a winning strategy that will help you stay on top of things in your life right now. And with the other two, the Two of Wands, right?
Yeah.
The Two of Wands right upright is saying yes. Then implement that plan. Implement that plan. But also, I think the Two of Wands is here to say, don't be afraid to do things differently now. You know, when you do find, as you're putting your plan together, consider other options in the same old way you do things. Consider out of the box thinking. That might be why that two is there as well. And what might be in your best interest to change your approach to. Okay? So that's sort of what I'm seeing there.
Right, I have to agree with that. The two wands may be saying that after this deliberative moment and consideration of, financial, material matters, you may be really feeling you have the information you need to, or the desire strongly to move into a new direction to try to put or project your own energy or personal power into something new.
Take care, Ms. V.
So that takes us to the Lenormands, the cross, and the fox.
Well, I think here you shouldn't lose sleep over whatever this is. You know, the cross is here saying, why are you worrying so much? I'm getting that just coming to me is don't worry too much about what you have to do here. You're smart enough because of that King of Pentacles. You're smart enough to manage making the right choices and moves for yourself. But you really need to think things through a little bit before you do them. And my advice anyway would be move slowly or not at all now when Mercury is retrograde. Take some time to really reflect on what you want, what your next big thing in life is going to be, or how you need to take care of some matter of importance to you, whatever the situation is.
Well, the fox is clever and wants to move fast, but the cross modifying him is a caution to say, check it out. You can't abandon all of your cleverness towards the pursuit of the hunt or the chase, what it is. So be aware that, there still are some things that you need to consider that could snag you in the way. And that's what we have.
So good luck with that.
Good luck, Sayama.
You know, I just realized, Jackie, you were talking about paternal ancestors, but you weren't necessarily just talking about the men. You're talking about on the paternal side of the family. And so I don't know what the deal is and why they're holding back, but I'm just seeing more of the maternal side influence right now with those cards. They didn't seem to indicate that the paternal side was, being there right now. So it was an interesting read for you, gotta
Yes,
say.
it was. All right, and Libra is up. Libra
Well, good
pass.
luck with that, Siama, and Libra is
Good
up.
luck, Sayama. What's the next 2 weeks look like for Libra?
Two or three? I couldn't hear you.
Two.
Okay. I'm always turning this way when you're talking because I'm trying to get the list copied. So, sorry.
You're welcome, Jackie.
All right, Libra
Or
is up.
Banshee. All right.
So,
So for Libra, I'm going to use my Crow's Magic Tarot.
what do the next 2 weeks have? Okay. So I'll be able to put that on auto. I should probably do that next time. Right after the show. I think it's fine to run for now. This is a lot bigger
Is this
space.
done by, it's just 3 cards, right?
Correct.
All right. Here's our 3 of Wands, but they're reversed.
Oh, you're going to go away from
We also have the 2 of Wands. It's upright.
Okay, here. You can take a break.
And then we have the reversed Fool. So right away, I can tell you that the next 2 weeks may have some unexpected things going on. Some of that may present as opportunities that you either miss or are not able to take advantage of for some reason. But there is a possibility still that something does kind of show itself to you despite the unexpected things happening. Something does seem to present itself to you as an opportunity. Just be careful it's not the one you're missing.
I'm sorry. is very distracting. What was the first card again?
It was the reverse Three of Wands, but I
That's right.
started with the Fool on the other end, which was reversed.
Well, yeah, that is interesting. Is there some worries about Is there some worries about taking a chance or a risk in some area or stepping outside of your comfort zone? There's a lot of fears and worries right now about doing things for a lot of reasons. Well, number one, with Mercury going retrograde, we're always worried about, oh no, if I have to take my car into the shop, or oh no, if I have to do this. I think, and also with the economic climate right now, maybe worried about spending money, maybe being too cavalier, taking a vacation right now is probably worrisome to some people for a variety of reasons. So I think, this is maybe a time where you're worried about taking a risk about on some sort. It's here on both ends. The Fool is saying maybe to reverse that maybe some of your feelings are valid right now. If you feel that something could go wrong if you do something, you need to follow your better instincts on this. That's what I think. I think the Fool is a warning here to say, listen to yourself before you before you step out on a limb that's going to crack. Okay? So take calculated risks, not anything that you haven't thought about the consequences of first. So, in other words, don't leave it to chance. Chance might mess with you this time. And I'm saying that despite something I see in the Lenormand, and we'll talk about that later.
I was done.
What's the middle card?
The Two of Wands.
Upright?
Right.
So again, well, that just plays into what I said. Take a calculated risk, strategize. Don't do anything that you haven't thought out first. I think that's the real warning here. And here's why, too, maybe when I think about it.
It's the Clover
The child.
and the Child.
So what the clover is saying, you want to move slowly, cautiously. Luck will be with you if you do that. See, it's there. And so I think here you just can't rush headlong into something. Just say, throw caution to the wind and do something spontaneously. That could hurt you. But if you take your time and move slowly, luck will be on your side.
So the idea behind, the Fool, of course, is the idea of maybe possibly acting childishly. Um, I think it's just saying here really that there is this perchance for things to move beyond your control, i.e., a little fast. And so you do have to slow down and take advantage of the luck that supports you when you're able to spend time thinking about decisions and where you're going.
Yeah, Holly, we had a birthday reading again today, and we had technical difficulties that started us a little bit later than normal. So, we can't take you today. We apologize for that. So, sorry about that.
All right, maybe next time.
I think that's the end of our birthday reading, so for now. That's the good news.
Excuse me. Oh,
Okay, Aaliyah is up. Yeah, that's what we had for you, Libra. That was a pretty cut and dry reading, I have to say.
I have to get another cough drop, I think. Oh, thank you. You have one.
Yes, I always do. That's okay. My liquid's helping
There
me.
you are. Alrighty, you're at the end. Good, thank you. Huh, that's interesting. I think it's kind of a cop thing. Probably they figured like she'll have to come and bail him out. But let's do the cards and see what it tells us.
All right.
Is that your deck?
Yep. Well,
Ah,
I'm gonna
thank you.
use the Numinous Tarot for this one, I think. All right. Well, we'll see. There could be a number of reasons. Let's see if the cards can hone in on that. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes, and I don't know if this applies, but they may come and give a warning, but if they run the numbers and they say, oh, this person was wanted for this or has this, they might just do, maybe he had a warrant, that's why he was arrested. But probably it was because he was breaking the peace, disturbing the peace, as you say.
Or it could be maybe there was some physical damage to the wife or the partner. Well, this is interesting, though. We have the Queen of Cups upright. I'll talk about that. Interesting. The Seven of Bells or Swords reversed. Wow. Holy moly. It was a domestic disturbance, and he probably was considered either the one that got out of hand, and
That's
we're
the
going
Ten
to
of
talk
Cups,
about
right?
it. Huh?
Ten of Cups.
Ten of Cups reversed, Ten of Vials. So let's talk about it. Maybe, oh, go ahead. Let's see it.
The letter,
Yeah, I expected
which
that.
could be a legal document, and the lilies.
Well, okay. Boy, does this make sense to me, but I don't know if it will to you, Aaliyah. You'll have to let me know. But I think with the Queen of Cups upright, she's in her positive aspect. But I have the feeling here that the woman, involved in this stated her case well. She stated that she was the victim. Uh, or maybe,
That makes sense.
got them, was more emotional and pulled on their emotions more, the cops.
Yeah.
And I feel here the seven, and see why I feel that way is because of the next card. The Seven of Swords reversed is leading right into that. She told them or showed them something that made them do that. That's what I feel here because some information they gathered from her or something they saw, whether it was physical bruising, something like that, made them arrest him.
This is spot on, Banshee. I like what you said there. The Queen of Cups is somebody that maybe is capable from an emotional point of view. So perhaps this person, the spouse or girlfriend, whatever, was able to affect a natural empathy with them or be reasonable where dude wasn't being so reasonable, and that made the difference. And I do think like other information may have been shared or something was somehow revealed, and like I said, maybe there was another reason why they might have wanted to arrest him, a warrant of some sort.
Or if they've been called there
Previous
before
calls.
under similar circumstances, and it seemed like this guy was to blame, they just decided to take him in. Because I'll tell you what, there's that Cups reversed, and the Ten of Cups reversed is about a broken relationship. This relationship is, they may be able to keep it together, they may be staying together for whatever reasons here, but that relationship is essentially broken. Okay? And I wouldn't be surprised if that card is saying domestic violence, because I think that could be part of that card.
So, cutting to the chase, then, she wasn't arrested because they most likely realized that is what they were dealing with.
Yeah.
And the thing is that maybe they want her to follow up with community service people who will help steer her towards something that's helpful. I don't know.
And again, if they've been called there before, see, this is what I'm thinking here. This lily sometimes means something happening over a long term. Okay? So if they've been called time and time again to this house or been notified of disturbances at this house, see, that's why I see the letter here. They've been operating on these communications that they've been getting.
That may be true what you're saying, Aaliyah. I'm not sure. Do you want to take a look at that?
No, I want to read this first about the Lenormand, and then I'll take a look at that. And so I think here something long term has happened and is brought to their attention and may have involved, maybe there's going to be an indictment. I mean, I can't rule this out. Sometimes
Legal
legal
document.
documents are covered by the letter.
That's right, because you told us that before too, that your mother had called them.
Yeah.
So probably it all added up, I think.
I think it's all adding up.
And so it may be that, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, as you say there.
But cops operate in funny ways. Sometimes they want to teach you a lesson. And so the thing is, maybe they're not going to charge him, but they're going to throw him in a cell overnight and let him think about it, and then say, how long do you want to stay here next time?
Here's the thing is that depending on how volatile this relationship and this person really is, she could, still be suffering some repercussions when he does get out.
I know.
So hopefully somebody is, talking to her about what she needs to do.
You're talking about
That lady, whoever
okay.
that lady is,
Yeah.
the Queen of Cups.
Yeah.
Well,
I wish you luck. This sounds like an awful situation. And I almost think every time we've read the cards on that couple specifically, nothing ever came out good, did it? Not really. So, good luck with that.
but we ourselves have been there, bad neighbors that
Yes.
really
Yeah.
held the entire apartment building hostage in a way. No kidding. Wow.
Wow.
All right, so it's SP then.
Yeah, that is not good. So it doesn't surprise me they hauled him away, in a way. SP is up. Good luck with that, Aaliyah.
Good luck,
Really.
Leah. Thanks for
Awful
coming.
situation.
Career reading for the upcoming week. Alrighty. And I'm going to use the Urban Tarot, and I have my guidebook just in case I get confused. It's a little vague.
So upcoming week or weeks?
Coming week.
Week. Got it. Okay.
For the upcoming week. The Urban Tarot. Banshee gave it to me. It was one of her orphans that she no longer cared about.
It happens.
It does happen, and I'm very happy to take the little babies.
I have more
take the
decks
babes in.
than he does. And the other thing is, if it's not resonating with me, it might resonate with him. I just tell him to give it a shot.
I'm like Mikey from the old Life commercial, the Life cereal commercial. Let's give it to Mikey.
Mikey might like it.
He likes it.
Okay. Well, that's odd. All right, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's see what we got.
And the first card is the Six of Swords, upright.
Okay.
The next card is the Princess of Discs. I might have to take a quick check, but it's probably the Page of Discs or Pentacles.
Upright?
It's upright.
Okay.
And then the reversed Fool shows up, but only from this deck. It's literally in the same position of the last reading.
The Fool. Okay, here.
The Whip. The Anchor.
Yeah.
Slow down, hurry up. Slow down, hurry up. So that could be things going on in your career. I don't know. Were you going to start?
What's the first card again? Because you know
It's
that.
the Six of Swords.
Yeah, that's right. The Six of Swords. Well, I think SP, this week, you're hoping that conditions will improve in your career or work. You know, you want things to move towards a more comfortable level for you. And whether that means actually a step up, that things improve and you get recognized for your work and you get a step up, or if you're looking for a new job that you can move to something better, this is the hope for this week, that you're slowly moving towards better times. But with the what is in the middle again?
It's the Princess of Discs, but that would be like the page.
The page of discs. So I think here you might get some. There's a potential here that some good news might be received this week, whether it's financial or whether, say, if you've been applying for jobs or trying to get a promotion. I mean, you're really actively doing that, not waiting for somebody to offer you one. Um, Something might happen. You might get some positive news. I do think there might be some positive news for you financially. That could take many forms. You did ask specifically about career, though, so I'm hoping that that's where it's coming from.
I think something unexpected and possibly cool could be happening for next week. It's unexpected because the Fool is reversed there.
Yeah, I think that's a, go ahead.
Well, you asked about that. That's what I feel. The This deck corresponds more to the Crawley Thoth deck. I just checked it out a little bit because the Six of Swords says science underneath, just like Crawley's does and some other decks. And so from an alchemical point of view, this is saying there's a sense of precision maybe happening in your question, that maybe forces are moving you towards something better, less away from what you don't like.
Well, unlike Mr. O, I really think this reading is full of mixed signals here, and I could blame Mercury retrograde for some of this because when I look at that Fool reversed, I think it's saying, don't take any risks at this time. And I guess what I would say is maybe something looks like a good opportunity for you to pursue, but don't count your chickens before they're hatched. Make sure that this offer is really the right thing for you because the Fool says if you act too spontaneously or if you act too carelessly without looking into things enough first, it could backfire on you. So I'm kind of thinking the Fool is kind of a warning here not to act too soon. And with Mercury retrograde, I have to agree. The other thing is, let's look at the Lenormand. So what do you think about that?
Well, I wanted to get to the Princess of Discs there and just say briefly that does support what you said about really checking it out, investigating that.
Oh, that's upright. I just thought that's a new opportunity coming, but okay. Whatever.
It's the Page of Pentacles. That's how I look at them.
Yeah, it's a message. It's a new opportunity coming. So look at that. What do you make of that?
I already said that. Slow down, hurry up.
Oh, well, that helps you a lot.
Well, are you anchoring yourself in the idea that you have to respond quickly to certain things or make really dramatic salvos in this idea of your career? So maybe this could be saying that you have to look into that strategy and decide whether or not it really works for you, or if there's a way of metering that and not necessarily always. And I'm not saying that, I guess that's what the card's saying, is that maybe from a perspective, you're quicker to react to certain news about your career, and maybe you have to consider it more before you get to the reaction point.
Yeah, timing is everything. And with Mercury retrograde, I really think this isn't the time to really move forward quickly on anything. And you've got the anchor and you've got the broom. There's this real need to be more aggressive in your approach to things if you want to make things happen. But yet, the anchor's saying, maybe you should not be moving yet on this ship. Maybe you need to think more thoroughly before you do. I'm getting real mixed signals from this reading for the
I am with
next
that
week.
too, because when you just went over that, I thought,
Yeah.
well, maybe it's not saying, restrain yourself from this. Maybe it's saying stay with it. So it is a little bit of a mixed signal.
It really is.
But I think your card of discernment could be that one too, because despite the idea that it's a message, it is also about looking into things too. I think it is. Philosophy.
I don't know. I feel like a message is coming, so it might be confusing to you what you need to do. I do think here that maybe right now, even though there's this real impetus and desire to move forward, there's a time to be a little bit more cautious in your approach to things. You might want to stay the course for the next week or two. Um, some good news might come to you. Maybe partially Mr. O's right about the Fool. I will say that some good news might come out of the blue for you that might make you realize maybe I should keep on keeping on for now and see what happens. Because I'm really back and forth on if there's going to be movement this week or not, or if it's a wise thing for you to do. My advice, because the cards are not too helpful today, is to remember that Mercury is going retrograde and everything is kind of slowing down now, and not everything may be as it seems, even some of the communications you get. So, what might look like a good offer or something good happening, you're going to have to look into it more to make sure it's real, okay? Because I'm just not sure. I'm just getting too many mixed signals from the cards. So, SP, I would lay low this week. I would say check in again, for the week ahead, the next week. This is kind of a very wonky week right now, astrologically. We've got Saturn going retrograde today in Aries, and we've got, Mercury going retrograde on Friday. So that's like making this week really kind of wobbly.
Good luck.
Good luck with that. Hey, I'm no astrologer, but I just think.
Well, we're better than the average astrologer, or some average.
Well, the average Joe who may not know much of astrology. We know some.
So Marita is up.
Yep.
Hi, Marita.
Hi, Marita. Finally made it to you.
What is coming up for me in the month of August, and will my journey go well?
Okay. I'm going to use this. So will the journey go well, right? Okay.
Right. What is coming up for me in August, and will the journey go well?
Right.
Great. Happy hour will be at 10 a.m. this upcoming Saturday. Join us for a free message of divine origin, possibly, certainly positive and enlightening for the week ahead.
Well, this has got to be at the very least a three-peat. It's the King of Pentacles.
Oh, you're right.
And another king, but this one I am not happy to see. It's the King of Swords reversed.
And they're reversed. Yikey.
But the good news is, this is such a pretty card. This is a real pretty card. Temperance upright.
It is. Talk about repeats. There's that whip and broom, broom and whip. But the sun is here to maybe make it sting less.
Well, that's a little bit of a mixed bag too, but it is not. Oh, my screen froze. What the hey?
Oh, I'm so sorry for that.
It's all right. I got to get it back. Wow. Huh. Anyway, starting with the King of Pentacles looks really good. Looks like, that king's enjoying himself at any rate. Fruits of his labor are there. I think that the journey looks promising. I'm just going to say that politely right now. I think here that you have everything together for the trip, and also the week ahead, or I'm sorry, August. August looks like you will have everything under control. August should go smoothly for you personally, and that you might achieve some level of success here financially, materially, if that's what you're seeking. If that's what this journey is about, for example, looking for work or a better life, then you might find it. Or if it's just to have a good time, you will have one for sure.
That King of Pentacles that's up right there is a good sign that things will be moving in a good direction for you, either financially or materially. It could have to do with things around the home, feeling more fortified or in a state where you want them to be.
Now let's get to that King of Swords here.
Yeah.
I think here the only issue I see, because these cards are upright for the most part, I mean, it's a good reading otherwise. I feel here, though, that, you've got to take a little bit of care in not rushing to judgment about anyone or anything that happens in the month of August. Mercury, again, we're going to go back to that, is going to be retrograde for the first part of August at least. And I think here what this is saying is, so be sure the decisions and the things that you do are well thought out. You may find it hard to focus a little bit here. I mean, if you're truly on vacation having a good time and you don't have any major decisions to make, okay. But, be aware that you may not be totally thinking clearly for a while in August at least. Things just seem fuzzy. And so don't do anything you might regret. Make sure you think everything out that you're doing. That's all. Have a plan and also know what's in your best interests and not. And definitely don't do any kind of snap decision making. Give yourself time to really think things through.
That reverse King of Swords could also be just talking about people who maybe will be more assertive or aggressive with you. Maybe this is in the workplace. I'm not necessarily sure. It could be coming up to you as just maybe argumentative kind of situations, or that you feel you yourself might have to be on the defensive towards somebody's questions or provocations. I don't think it's super serious, because a lot of times the King of Swords just makes the decision that's best for him and everybody just ends up dealing with it.
The King of Swords is an evil guy. Sorry.
Well,
When
in some
he's
sense.
reversed. But I didn't see him as a persona this time.
Okay.
I mean, he could be, because you're right, because there's temperance after, maybe things balance out. So I'm not going to rule out what you said, but I feel he's really kind of a very difficult person to deal with. Like what Mr. O said, Mr. O really touched on this when he said he wants things done his way. And so maybe that's a manager of yours, if you're leaving on vacation or you're taking a journey and the manager's kind of upset about it or thought you'd be hanging around, that could be a problem. He might cause some ruckus. But I really am feeling this is more about decision making. Temperance is saying here, find the balance, find the balance. You may be taking a journey. It might be business and pleasure. It might be just for pleasure. Whatever the case may be, find the balance. Don't overtax yourself in any way. Don't overthink things in any way. Like I'm thinking here with this King of, Pentacles. Uh, and don't take any, big risks. Find the balance and just harmonize with the journey. Enjoy the journey.
Temperance itself could be saying that this journey is pretty much fulfilling in a calming, relaxing way, that you will have this journey, and when you come back you will feel like you are refreshed, renewed, and revitalized.
Yeah. I have to admit, I go over the top with the King of Swords sometimes. It may not be that bad in a lot of cases. And the fact that, he's surrounded by two good cards indicates to me that maybe Mr. O's onto something and it's just somebody who's being a little argumentative with you. But I'm just a little bit touchy because I know what's coming up in our cards for the collective this week, and he's one of them. And I have a feeling it's not a good thing, and that will come up. Stay tuned for our cards for the collective this week on social media. That's all I got to say. All right. So,
Lenormand.
the Lenormand to me again, success, I think happiness and joy is going to come to you rather quickly on this trip. Happiness, joy, or success. So, Marita, if this is for business or it's for pleasure, either way, it's looking pretty promising. The sun is here, right?
So it could be that really what it's saying is that, there may be some things that have to be sped up a little bit, last minute changes to the itinerary, but it really does feel like it brings quickly to you some sense of success or feeling like things moved in a better direction.
Yeah. So, I wish you luck. I hope you have a good journey. Good luck with that.
Oh my goodness, Victoria.
Online dating for Toby. Well, see, there you are. But I know you cannot get him a pet right now, right? You just couldn't hide, the two of them. Oh my. So
We're on Kara.
I would love to give every pet a home. I can't be a real serious cat lady here, though. They do have limits, and I'm pretty sure one time we did surpass that limit when we took in a cat.
Right, our son gave us the cat.
Yeah, we can't do that
All
again.
right, that's fine, Kara. It's my deck, right?
Rita,
I'm going to
general
use
reading for Kara. Okay,
my Ancestral Path Tarot.
got you covered, Kara. I just read or I saw this meme. I don't know if it was on, I don't know if you're still here, Victoria, on Blue Sky or Threads, but somebody was saying all the ice raids that are happening are leaving a lot of pets without their owners. The sudden removal from the home and stuff. It's really tragic. So I felt bad about that.
Okay, a general reading for Kara. Our first card is the Prince of Sacred Circles, and it's upright.
That's a good idea, Victoria.
So the Prince is kind of like the knight. Excuse me. The second card is the Empress reversed. And the third card is the Six of Sacred Circles. And sacred circles are the pentacles.
So again, the Prince of Sacred Circles is what though?
What are you asking?
The Prince of Sacred Circles is what?
The knight.
Oh, it's the
And
Knight?
there is a princess who would be the page.
Got it. So the Knight of Sacred Circles. Well, I think steady as she goes right now, Kara. It just seems like things are going to flow kind of smoothly if you take it slow. And I think it's a license to take it slow and easy this week. I mean, be productive, but at your own pace. There's no need, there's no hurry, there's no train to catch. Pace yourself this week for the best success, and do a little bit of something every day towards a goal or something that you might want to be working on.
Well, I think that the knight moves, with precision, but not necessarily very quickly. And I think the knight is moving you towards embracing a little bit more self-care for yourself than you normally might.
Are you going to the next
The
card? Because, yeah,
Empress.
I was going to say
So
that.
I feel that's what's important right now is that maybe you take stock of yourself and you be discerning and truly decide what it is you need to do to take care of yourself or to take care of your concerns. And so that night is there because I don't think he wants you to rush through it. I think he wants you to really spend some time with it.
Well, I think the night is about yourself. Maybe this is what it is. Do some little things this week to improve your energy levels, or your health and well-being in general. Maybe even your emotional well-being. If things have been stressing you out or making you upset, maybe it's time to do some things, little things that'll make you feel better about, yourself and your situation. So, it might be adding a little bit of exercise. It might be adding hey, we just got the air purifiers going to clean up some of our air. And also, when you're breathing better air, it can re-energize you and bring, and make you want to do more things. So I kind of think here that's what it's talking about is just doing little things right now to improve your own self. And maybe your surroundings, because the Empress, of course, likes beauty around her. She's the beauty of nature, right? And so if there's things to beautify your home environment, your room, etc., that could perk up your mood and make you feel better too. But if it's your body that needs the attention, then don't stress yourself out over, I got to do this, I got to do that. Little things can make a big difference.
All right. So the Six of Sacred Circles, the Six of Pentacles, I think this is saying trust in continuity, trust that things will move around to where they need to go. And the picture reminds me of what I heard was a native legend. I don't know if this is true or not, but they would say that at the time of the fall equinox, they would hang things on trees in the hopes that the winter would take them away and they would be gone when spring came back. And so I think this is saying there's a continuity to how things will cycle through your life. And so if it is about, finding self-care or finding the situations that advance you, don't expect it to be, just falling into your lap. Some of it has to be done in a continuous way.
That's the Six of Pentacles upright.
Yes.
Well, to me, I would just say that you doing that little bit, you'll get a little bit back from that. There's an exchange that goes on here. For every little bit you do, you will see some results. And so I sort of feel that way about it. It's a give and take. But you got to be willing to do that little bit, do your part, and you'll be surprised how much, how that little bit can help.
Excuse me.
So I just think it's about moderation a little bit, this reading, but it's also about doing something. You have to do something in order to improve, conditions around you right now, whether it has to do with your health or it has to do with your surroundings. So I wish you luck with that, but let's get the Lenormand and see what they can add to it. Well, there's that crossroads again. Oh,
Bouquet. All right.
well, what's funny about this son, Kara? I am beginning to wonder if it's about emotional well-being, over, anything else, because I'm looking at the crossroads here, and I'm feeling here, decide to do things that bring joy and happiness back into your life, whatever they are. If it is about getting your body more fit and in shape, maybe it's not so much, like your body is telling you you need to do this, but maybe, your emotional side is telling you you'd feel better if you did this. Or maybe it's really your emotional side that is crying out for something right now. And I think it's just to have more joy and happiness in your life. Don't deny yourself that. Right here, the flowers is a gift of joy and happiness. Why not buy something for yourself this week, huh? Wink, wink.
So it's
I
not the
shouldn't be
bouquet,
saying
right?
this during Mercury retrograde.
It's not the bouquet, right?
It is the bouquet.
Okay,
Well, it looks like a bouquet.
right. But is there flowers also?
There's
No.
lilies or
Okay,
bouquet, and I
okay,
call the lily bouquet
okay.
flowers.
So
Sorry.
it is about, the way you understand the gift of being able to choose, being at the crossroads. Maybe says that you have the gift of having options. You can work towards the self-care, but you can also work towards other things too that stabilize or help you find the continuity you need. So it really is about your own sense of choices and about empowering yourself. I think that's what this is too, is that this is an empowerment to walk the road you want to walk on.
That could be, but you want to walk the roads of joy and happiness
Of course you do.
absolutely here. Choose that over anything else
The
right now.
path is the crossroads,
Don't
Victoria.
let life rain on your parade this week. Good luck with that, Kara. I know it was already had with that darn tattoo thing, but
You're welcome.
good luck going forward now, Kara.
All right, I believe it's Jefferson.
Yep.
Let's see if I can find that question.
Oh, yeah. I haven't done that one yet.
We did add you, Jefferson. Did you give us a commercial or a question?
Commercial. I'll look too just to be sure, and if not,
I have a feeling that they didn't leave a question.
uh,
They have done this before, so it's possible.
that's unfortunate because we could have taken Holly.
Oh, here it is. What's coming next in my life?
What's coming next in their life?
Right, it's right at the end.
Okay.
Just now.
Oh, very cool. Thank you, Jebison.
Thank you.
I didn't think you left.
I wasn't sure. A person, a few words.
Well, sometimes, yes, we don't know. Okay. What's coming next?
You're welcome, Kara.
Oh, we have Justice upright. Oy. Another major arcana. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. Ooh. The Ace of Swords upright. Oh, suddenly I got really itchy here. I don't know why. Looks like I might be getting a rash. What
In
the
Lenormand, we have the tree
tree?
and the ring.
Oh. The tree and the ring.
So what's coming next in your life?
Well, a little bit of good, a little bit of bad. I think I want to start with the middle card. I want to start with that because I think that might be coming. You might be finding this Mercury retrograde period to be a little bit upside down for you, things not going your way, and it might not be the whole period. I get the feeling like the beginning. Again, I said this in another reading, might be a little bit rough for you because you got to remember the wheel is constantly turning the wheel of fortune. It's a cycle. And right now, I think it's leaning towards some negative luck or bad timing. Things just don't seem to be going your way, and it might be a little bit frustrating for you, but I don't want you to worry about it too much. It's just it's just a period in time, and you will get through this because you've got Justice and the Ace of Swords around that, and I will get to that in a minute. Do you see why I started there? Because I think
I
balance
agree.
is going to be restored.
I agree.
Yeah.
This seems like, what's next in your life is the realization that some things that are unexpected maybe just need to have a better plan or have an implementation of a plan. And so some of that is a forethought, but some of that could also just be looking at consequences. And maybe that's taken up by the justice card, because the justice card may show us, the consequences of certain decisions, at least if we're thinking about them. And to some degree, that happens with the Ace of Swords too, because the Ace of Swords could be the beginning of a thought process or of a clarification of things you're interested in. So this could be saying it's a challenging time, Jebusson, because there may be some unexpected things, but you're not as helpless as you think. It's really about applying your own amount of focus to some of these questions.
I really feel here that even though things just don't seem to be going your way for a little bit of time, that justice balance is going to be restored. The scales, the karmic scales, or even it's kind of playing against that wheel here. The karmic scales will balance again. Everything is going to start to fall back into place. And ultimately, you'll be victorious in turning around a period of bad luck or some challenges that may crop up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because that's often what the wheel is about. Suddenly something unexpected happens, as Mr. O might agree. I almost feel that's more likely with this than the Fool. I look at the Fool reversed a little bit differently, but I feel here something unexpected could happen, but everything is going to right itself again. Balance will be restored, and you will come out ahead. You'll come out on top of this. Either you're going to think your way through this, or, it's just going to, you're going to end up being victorious over whatever struggle you're facing. And I think what the ring and the tree are saying, I'm just going to go there, is commit to growth. Commit to learning from this experience, how you handle it, how you are able to get things back on track again will be a real learning experience for you. So don't allow it to throw you off your game, because there's no need. You can handle this. You will come out ahead. And if you commit to seeing this through and not let it overwhelm you, you will come out ahead. You will grow from this.
Those Lenormands could also mean that you have to commit yourself to the support you feel around you, whether it's from a community or family, or even just from how you've grown, looking at the lessons of life and, being able to look at those as vignettes that maybe give you an inspiration.
I can't rule out that the Lenormand is about something different that's coming towards you. What next might be you committing to yourself to something growthful, like education, or like a career that has a learning track to it, an advancement track, or committing yourself to growing a family. I can't rule that out here. So these are some of the possibilities the Lenormand presents. But otherwise, I think, like I said, sometimes the wheel is with us and sometimes the wheel's against us.
Yeah,
And
we're
stay
trying to
tuned for
climb
more
up.
on that with tomorrow's card of the day for the collective.
All right, so thank you,
Giving a
Jefferson.
lot of hints here how what we're expecting in the week ahead. We all right.
And we're on Dr. Victor now.
Hi, Dr. V. Hey, you're welcome, Jefferson.
You are welcome. Okay, so Dr. Victor S. wants to know the final outcome of a request submitted to GF by J, and both of these are organizations. So, um, sounds good. Let's see. What do I want to use here? I'm going to use my Olympus Tarot.
Hey, settle down.
You're welcome, Jefferson.
Settle down.
My allergies are getting the best of me,
Yeah, they are. I'm surprised with our
or
clean
whatever it
air
is.
here.
Well, I usually get something anyway around now, so I'm not surprised.
Well, I didn't totally understand that question, so
Who's?
I can't find Dr. V's
Oh,
question because it's
okay.
too high
I'll
up.
read it again.
I know you said there
You
are
are
two
sad.
organizations, but I'm confused.
You are sad and pathetic. Wanted to know final outcome of requests submitted to GF by J. Both GF and J are organizations. So maybe one is proxying for Dr. Victor or something like that.
Well, one
That's
organization's
what
so I'm looking at what one organization is expecting from the other organization.
I'll read it again.
Yeah.
Wanted to know the final
Of
outcome
what?
of a request, third time I've said that, submitted to GF
By
by J.
J. Whoever J is.
They're both organizations.
Yeah, but okay, so J, the organization J submitted the request to the other.
We can apparently infer that Dr. Victor merely wants to know what the final outcome is.
Okay, I can do that.
God, I'm so glad.
I mean,
Somehow
no,
she
it's
really
not as clear as you think it is, and you
was
talked
to
really
me.
fast the first time, and I couldn't catch all that.
Alrighty.
We both have to be a little careful because we're both kind of having hearing issues.
I'm sorry, Tanya.
Oh,
We have closed the list. We're actually already past our normal operating
yeah,
time.
yeah.
We usually run this from 2 to 4, but we go into overtime, and we're almost at our end of our reading, so we can't take you today.
We do apologize. It's been a busy day. Busy.
All right, I'm just going to throw them out.
Yeah, please do.
The King of Pentacles reversed. The Seven of Cups upright. The Queen of Pentacles upright.
Okay. There's a submission, and there's the cross.
Okay. Well, right off, the King of Pentacles is reversed, and that could add an edge to this idea here. The final outcome. It could be that maybe they're not exactly sure how to handle the request, or that for some reason they are not finding themselves disposed well towards it. It's not very specific here.
Well, the King of Pentacles reversed indicates somebody who may be stubborn, who may be taking a kind of full stop towards something. You know, they seem to not be on board with this. Whoever it is, they're not be on board. They're not on board with this, and maybe they feel it doesn't fit in with their plans or what they had hoped for. So I'm not sure if this is Jay being disappointed in the no, so and so being disappointed in the outcome from Jay. Is that right? I'm probably mixing them up.
Can we
We're not going to go there.
Okay.
Don't worry
I
about
wonder
it.
if it plays into the Seven of Cups, though.
Somebody is disappointed in the outcome, and the Seven of Cups is upright.
Yes.
So, and I feel here, is it possible that there were too many submissions? Maybe there were so many to choose from that that's why this person is not, that interested or in it.
Well, if you're asking the question for somebody else, or if the question is about something that was sort of proxied for you, or that you just have an interest in it from J to GF, this could be saying that maybe there's a lot going on there and that they have a lot to discern, that it's a matter of maybe they can't really decide yet. And that could be
That
that could be
be
tied into that reverse King of Pentacles. That
I like that.
that they're not seeing exactly what they want.
Well, I mean, I can't rule it out because it seems like in my mind when I'm seeing that Seven of Pentacles, they have a lot. I'm Seven of Cups. They have a lot to consider here, and maybe that's what there's a holdup, or maybe that's why the submission is going to fail. I'm seeing some grief with the submission.
Now, the
But
final card is the upright Queen of
yeah,
Pentacles.
I
So
know.
I'm not sure if that indicates that maybe things reroute themselves, or, the image of the card looks like a ship sailing off. And, I could almost say, like, maybe the person says, I have to do this myself, or I have to move on to something else. The Queen of Pentacles itself can talk about finding an ability or time to do creative projects, but maybe also projects that serve one's personal aesthetics or sensibilities.
I don't know. It's funny here because now that I see that there's two people, maybe there's some real division here as to whether to, come up with a positive response or not. Somebody seems to be, or people seem to be all in on it, while others may not be, with that King of Pentacles reversed and this one upright. It's almost seeming like there's a push pull going on here. And maybe that's why there's indecision or not a decision rendered here yet in the Seven of Cups upright. But I'm not sure this is going to end well, Dr. V, and that's what you asked about because the cross is here. The cross is here and like the document or the submission. And I feel like there's some grief or worry or sorrow connected to that submission. So ultimately there might be a negative answer that's going to come out of this.
And to me, the best idea might be that maybe they told you you'll have to resubmit again, or that maybe you'll come
Maybe.
across that idea yourself. Maybe you'll choose somebody different, if
Well, assuming this is you, I
right,
don't know, or I
that
don't know.
the person might have to seek a different person to help handle them.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer it shortly, it does look like you're not going to get favorable news here of a good outcome.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wish we had better news. Sorry, like I said, I just think this Mercury retrograde's going to be a tough one.
Right, because it's bound to affect all these things, really.
All right. Good luck with that, though.
All right.
Hey, the cards have been wrong before. We know
That's
this.
true. And
So feel free to let us know how that turned out, by the way.
please.
I'd always be curious to know.
All right, so we're on Airy.
Harry, finally. Woo.
I know. Did you
We
leave?
saved the best for last. No.
What would my future spouse think if he met my ex or any of the guys I used to have a crush on? Okay, that's going to be your deck.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like this kind of a question. We can have fun with it because, of course, it is a bit speculative, but we'll see.
That is true. Hang on, I'm going to get my deck. I'm sorry. I want this one. I think I've used all my decks today. Is that possible? I think it is.
I almost have. I have one more if I needed to. Nope, I have two more if I needed to.
So, what was that question again?
All right. What would my future spouse think if he met my ex or any of the guys I used to have a crush on?
Oh my gosh.
Well, you're asking, so
You're asking. I know, that's
I hope
funny.
you're ready for that answer.
Well, we'll see. This could be interesting. I do like that question.
I like it. Mr. O's getting ready to make some spaghetti.
Uh,
Yum. I want to season it a little bit so I can maybe let it work on my throat. Just put some garlic in there.
the Queen of Pentacles is reversed.
Again. Okay, not this time.
This is so pretty. Justice is upright.
Hmm.
Uh, And the Knight of Pentacles is upright. Well, how interesting. Well, I'm going to let Mr. O go, I think, on this one. After all, you are the emotional exchanges guy.
Well, the Lenormand has fish and a dog. Okay,
This is funny because
this is funny. I get the feeling it's not so much what he thinks about these other guys, but what he thinks about you for going through them to get to him. Am I right?
yes, yes. Maybe he's wondering why so many.
I don't necessarily know that, but I think
Well, the
he
fish is there.
feels
That's why I said
that
that.
everything worked out the way it was supposed to for him. That's justice. The Queen of Pentacles may be saying that, of course, he admires you because you didn't make those other choices to the idea of a bad marriage or whatever.
Really? Well, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, okay.
I'll let you go.
I think that's interesting. The Queen of Pentacles reversed to me. I was kind of playing with this in my mind and letting my intuition tell me that maybe he feels, why did you put yourself through all that?
Okay.
That's sort of what I feel here. He feels sorry for you in a way, that you had to go through all that. Maybe he just doesn't understand that men are dogs. Well, we'll get to that later. But, that maybe, he just says, boy, you put yourself through a lot. And he feels like maybe some of that might have been needless. And he feels here, though, that, obviously you made the right choice now. You made the right choice in him. You've restored balance and harmony. You have a good relationship. Everything's smooth. And the Knight of Pentacles at the end, he feels like he rescued you. He saved you from this horrible nightmare of the dating pool.
He was a right sized kind of guy. He didn't go too fast.
Yeah.
He didn't go too slow. He wasn't too overbearing. He was a nice Knight of Pentacles. Maybe, an earth sign. So somebody who's looking at also career potentials. So, like I said, I have to reaffirm I don't think your ex is going to worry about the jerks you may have been with. I think he's more thinking about how you came to him and how much he will enjoy that. And I
I
feel
like that.
like he says your loyalty towards getting through all the fish in the sea, literal, to find him.
Well, yeah, I almost feel here that in a sense, he feels pretty lucky that you found him, out of all those people out there, that you found comfort, security, and loyalty with him. That's kind of what I think there.
So this is more about him not wanting to waste time on rejects. This is him appreciating what he has earned or what you have earned together.
There's one other thing I want to add with the Lenormand there, Ari. I think he feels that he has found a true companion and friend,
Yeah.
out of all the things that he could have went after in life. So, I kind of feel that way too when I look at those cards. And you have to remember here that if you're not good friends with the person you're with, you're not going to have a good love relationship, right? So I think that's why the companion card is here, is because you're perfect for each other in that regard. So good luck
And
with
we
that.
always knew this would happen for you. We're sorry it's going to be when
We
you're
just don't know when.
59. No, I'm just kidding.
We just don't know when,
We
Harry.
just don't know when. But maybe we can try that next time again.
No, I don't know here. But I do wish you luck with that. That's a pretty interesting read. Thanks for the
I like
question.
this reading a lot for you, Eric.
All right.
You liked it.
Wow.
So
We are done.
for
30
two
minutes.
and a
That's
half
a little
hours.
better than last week, I
Yeah,
think.
I think so. I can do
So
it.
I think we did the same amount of readings. So I want to thank everybody for their patience, and we're sorry for the few people we could not read for today. It's just the way it is. We're hoping maybe we'll have a little more time with no birthday readings coming up next time. So try again, try again. And if you can't get here early enough, if you can only get in here early at the beginning of our show to leave a question and then check on it later, that would ensure you get your question answered.
That's for you, Holly, or you, Tanya. We can't necessarily take questions outside of the show. We did it for one of you one of these times, but really, if you could just get in here for a minute and leave your question.
I know some of you might be working or sleeping, but set the alarm, get up, and then just snap back out again.
It's what we got.
Yeah. So, and we'll take care of you.
So don't forget, we're having an unhappy hour at, well, I'm not sure what time, but it'll be Friday, late afternoon
Sometime
or
Friday.
early evening.
And I want to thank everybody again. Take care. Remember, hang in there. There's going to be some retrograde action and some turbulence this week. Hope everybody does okay. And hopefully we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye for now.